Don't use your coach and your roles with him as a measuring stick for your jiu-jitsu. One of the things that I now understand a lot better as a head coach and as somebody running a facility, because I see it in people's eyes all the time, is you get a chance to roll with the head coach. You start to get very nervous. You're like, okay, I want to show him that I've improved a lot and show him how much better I am at jiu-jitsu. And then the head coach just seems to crush everything you do, pass your guard, mount you, submit you, and he almost makes it feel impossible to escape or do anything or even attempt any of the new things that you've learned, or even worse, sometimes you attempt the new thing that you learned and your coach like reverses it so easily that it blows your mind. A couple of things, like, and this comes from my perspective of just years of training and rolling with my coach, John Frankel, 5th degree black belt. And I feel that ever since I've got my black belt, I feel like I'm only now starting to understand how easy my coach was going on me in the past. And I have a feeling I'm still not even seeing him at full capability. I think he's still kind of utilizing like probably something like even within the context of, I think he's always doing proper and good jiu-jitsu, I think he's maybe using like maybe 30 or 40% of his capacity, and he's still just crushing me. And here's the good news on that. The good news is you have someone that can do that to you. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 15 years. My coach has been doing it for 30 years. Well, I hope that when I do jiu-jitsu for 30 years, that I'm capable of the magic that he's capable of. I'm glad to know that there is this magic ahead of me on my path. And if I'm lucky, within 30 years, I get to have that magic as well. And that's, to me, always like what I feel like when I roll with my coach. I'm far less interested in dogfighting him for like inches and stuff like that, and much more interested in trying to roll with him in a way that I can even appreciate what he's doing and how he's shutting me down. I want to understand that as I'm rolling with him, is what is it that he's doing, instead of like trying to get into like a dogfight mentality and be like, trying to just grind and like isometric hold a grip or something like that to try to delay like an inevitable submission or something like that. So I'm always just very appreciative when I get to roll with him now. But for a long time, when I would get to roll with my coach, I would get obviously nervous, and I would get excited. It's like, oh, I've gotten a lot better in the last year. I haven't really had a chance to roll with him. I think he'll be really surprised at how much better I am. Maybe these are just my delusional thoughts. And then I just would feel like, it was Groundhog's Day. He's just choking me in like such short period. And I'm like, and you walk away and you're like, geez, did I get any better? Well, a couple of things. You may have gotten way better. Like you could have had immense progress within that time. But two things occur to me now as I run a gym and I see people have this perspective when they roll with me, like they haven't rolled with me in a while, and then they roll with me and they go like, oh my goodness, like I guess I'm not getting better. Like in their mind, they're like, I'm not getting better. Well, even though, and usually I think they are better. That's what I find really interesting, is I actually think that they're way better than they were before, but the conclusion may still have been the same. Maybe just took more chest moves or something. But like the thing is I see it now as a coach, is like I train more than anyone in my gym. I am at the gym more than anyone in my gym. Like I'm working on more jiu-jitsu. It's my full-time job. It's not all I think about, but it is much of what I think about. Like it is the majority of my day is spent pondering the mysteries of jiu-jitsu, because it is my full-time job. And like as a hobbyist trying to compete with someone who, in essence, a full-time coaching position means that you are a kind of professional athlete because you're using your athleticism professionally. Like, it is no longer something that you're doing in a kind of amateur, side hobbyist sort of perspective. So, and I don't mean that to suggest I'm on a level with a bunch of other professional jiu-jitsu competitors or something like that, but like, you know, just the amount of time and energy I'm putting in, someone coming and training 2-3 times a week or even 4 times a week, like, they're still falling well short of the mark of the amount of time, energy, and consideration I can give to jiu-jitsu. So I'm improving at a rate much higher than I ever was when I was a hobbyist. Even though I could be a little more selfish with my training, I still am improving faster as a coach. So the basic message is, don't judge yourself against the coach. The coach is putting in way more time and effort. He started ahead of you. He had a head start, and he's been doing even more training than you have in any sort of recent capacity. So I wouldn't expect big results against your coach. I would just expect that, you know, it's going to be another day of difficulty. Basically, that's the very likely scenario there. So, anyways, keep training. Don't get hurt. Train as much as you can. Trust your coach. Trust jiu-jitsu.